NXT time with the dope you welk. About wrestling, let me tell you the part, cause it's coming from deep in my heart. And it different because it is a art. When me tell you that me never call it English, more creative than Shakespeare or John Dickens. When me visualize, me realize it's so vivid. And me utilize, me realize it with it. For Mike Odger like the Quanis on them evils. Dr. Knowledge is like Steve, the one who's Siegel. Causing panic, come me see him as Benzema. On artificial when me kick like Bartolima. NXT time with the dope you welk. About wrestling, let me tell you the part, cause it's coming from deep in my heart. And it different because it is a art. Yes, I'm a creative villain, thinking outside the box, dethroning ceilings. This podcast's way different. It's the best casual, unbiased opinion. I have never laid. Just talking wrestling on the podcast. NXT time with the dopey whoa. Giving all official written sources deep from the heart. Watch it wherever you stream or whenever you please. On demand.
Oh, reggae man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT Time with D-Walk. D-Walk, take it away.
What's happening? It's your boy D-Walk, Mr. Flint N10. You know how we do it on a Wednesday night. You know who rocking with me. You know I got my boy Mr. Joe B and CEO. I got
You there, D-Walk?
How y'all doing?
We're good. How is everyone here?
Feeling good. Happy to be here.
We're here to talk about the crazy madness of NXT tonight. Well, what happened today? You know, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
All right.
We sure do.
All right. Starting the show, there was a montage of everybody. You see Obafemi coming inside the place, but then Jasper Troy attacked him and threw him on top of a car, and then he's out for the remainder of the show.
So,
and then we start off the show. That was kind of like that was, and we'll talk about that later on. I want to talk about that later on, how they're setting up Obafemi from the beginning to the end. We'll put that out there. But starting the show with Ethan Page versus Super Sean Legacy. Cardi M, talk about the info of Sean Legacy because you remember.
Yeah, we just watched this match. So Sean Legacy, he's fighting for his brother partly because his brother passed away and he wants to kind of honor his memory and, you know, pursue his legacy in wrestling. He's always been a fan of wrestling since he was a kid. So I thought that was pretty cool. And they were really like hyping up this match as like, you know, this is a big deal for him. Yeah, for this is a standout match for him to, you know, be on NXT, and it's a big shot for him. So we'll talk about the outcome. But
a lot of flippy dippy stuff. Mostly Sean Legacy kept on focusing on the leg, drop kick, going to the outside. At one point, Ethan Page he was on the top rope. Ethan Page countered and then did a backbreaker on the apron. Corey Graves said that was it. It's over. Then Sean Legacy. This is the fun part. Ethan Page takes off the cover for the announcer's desk, and then you see there's a food box there. So somebody was eating some candy and crackers. And then Sean Legacy countered that, took him to the inside, went up to the top rope, did a 540 splash. No one in the pool. Ethan got up, did a cutter for the 1, 2, 3, and I was watching out when me and Invisible Woman were walking home, and I couldn't see this in the beginning of the show. And EOD Wrestling Hub 33, shout out to him. He was doing the live reaction, and I heard the Sean Legacy sound. I'm like, okay. I told myself, if the Sean Legacy match starts first, then you lose, because yes, we had Oba versus Jasper, but it should have been the second to last match. But I understand why you did that. I give this match a B because it's not the end for Sean Legacy. It's the beginning. I respect that. Joe, ratings and thoughts of the match. Joe? Okay. D-Walk, thoughts on the match?
All right, my thoughts on the match. I like the match. I like the match all the way to the very damn end. I like the match till after he won. That's when I didn't fucking like the match because you have fucking Rock 2.0 interfering, and I mean that should be done.
Whoa! No one interfered.
Yeah, no one interfered.
No one interfered in
No,
the
no,
match.
no.
This is a
But
one-on-one match.
yeah. I understand that, but after the match, though, I'm sick of Ricky Saints, bro. I'm
Yeah.
fucking sick of him. Him and Ethan Page feud. I'm sick of it. I thought he got moved up to the main roster. I'm sick of it. But other than that, I give it a B minus because it
Okay.
was a good match. It was something different. I like the outcome of it. I like Alter Ego winning, but I'm just sick and tired of Ricky Saint.
Okay. If it's a woman, thoughts and rating.
My thoughts on this match for Ricky Saints. I will say they're doing the injury storyline a lot. You know, they did this with Javon a couple months ago. As for the match, I thought it was a good match. Shawn Legacy showed out. Um, and Ethan Page, I thought he was pretty tame in this match, which I didn't mind. So yeah, overall, I'd give this match a B plus. I rate it highly because it was a big match for Shawn Legacy. So
Joe, are you there?
you might have stepped away from.
Oh, he might have stepped away from it. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, we can hear you now. Make sure you're okay. Thoughts and rating of the match of Shawn Legacy versus Ethan Page. This lasted like 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought the match was good. It really showcased Shawn Legacy.
Okay.
It also showcased Ethan Page as well. Both parties had a very good match. Shawn Legacy has a very bright future. Very bright future. I see him being a champion not in the not so distant future.
Okay. Like North American or NXT?
I want to say North American, but eventually an NXT champion. I want to see him. I want to see him go work his way up.
All right. Like the 2027 NXT when it's all like craziness and
Mm.
fucking all everybody's a high flyer like circus and circus. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
Next
No.
up, yes.
No, I was thinking the same thing watching this match. Like, it's easy to picture Shawn Legacy as a champion, but it's the same thing I say for others. Like, when they bring in new people to take the belt, like, there's wrestlers in NXT that deserve their chance at the belt. And right now, I think that's Javon Evans. I think he's going to take the belt off Ethan Page. So, we'll see.
Maybe Ethan or someone else, but we'll talk about that later. After that, post-match, Ricky Saints appears out of nowhere and brawls to the back with Ethan. And someone, I couldn't put the clip here because it was too long, but he never punched him once, literally on Ethan. Not once. Joe will come back. Every time he was punching on Ethan, he would just whiff him in the head and around him. So that was ridiculous. Next up, JC Jane and influencer in Ava Rain's office. JC tries to leverage her status as NXT Women's Champion to generate influence. She does say, we were starting to do that with Fallon Henley, but she lost the belt. And maybe one day Jasmine Nix might get the championship. And both of them kind of like gave her a stink eye. After that, Lainey Reed comes in and it's like, oh, she, rolls up and slap. Okay, she says that always gotta make my shot. Slaps her once, and JC Jane says, "Oh, you're just taking it out of the Fatal Influence playbook." She's like, "Well, I'll just do it again." Pop, slapped her again. He was like, "Get the fuck out of here." Fallon Henley says, "Oh, you gotta fight her, champ." Like egging her on, and Jason Jane's like, "All right, I'll put the title on the line. Let's do this tonight." So. Back from commercial, we got a TikTok video from Soruk and Zario where Lash Legend and Kehlani Jordan end up bickering in the background. However, Ren Sinclair is trying to defend her NQCC people, and she did say, like, you're just being mean to Kehlani, you're being mean to me. Like, we don't like that. Lash Legend's like, you better talk to your girl, and then walks out. But then we find out later there's a Ren and Lash thing. Now, Cardi M, what's your thoughts on this backstage segment that Lash is turning into a heel and Kehlani's turning into a bitch? Well, Ren's always a bitch too, but Kehlani is
no, Ren wasn't being a bitch. Ren was like, when you stand up for my friends and you're being mean.
Yeah.
And for Kehlani and Lash, like you said it yourself, I'm not sure what storyline they're setting up
They're
there.
doing something.
The Ren and Lash match, I don't mind it honestly, because they're two totally different wrestlers. So it's like, how do they meet in the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I get kind of like
this Lash storyline. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind wherever they take her, but it just, again, it sucks that Jakara's not there. But
yeah,
she could have been her own wrestler in NXT. I'll keep saying that.
she could have been her own. So Joe, if you remember the backstage segment, what are your thoughts?
Welcome back, Joe.
Welcome back, Joe. What are your thoughts on the backstage segment of like Kaylani not being a heel anymore, like a tweener, Ren kind of like and Lash being a heel? By the way, oh yeah, Petrick was there. Petrick was there.
She didn't say anything.
She said damn thing.
I don't feel like they know what the fuck to do. I don't feel like they know what the fuck they're doing with Kalani Jordan, because to be honest, really she's nothing. They don't know what they're doing with. Be honest, she's changed her look and her gimmick like 3 or 4 times in the past month.
Yeah,
so I don't feel like she's gonna do anything. She's just being bounced around and used.
Yeah.
Okay. My thoughts
most of
are
the women's divisions like that. Most of the women's division shit. I mean, they just bounce around.
It's not shit. It's just it's bad booking. It's
You're
just
good.
Bad booking when it goes there.
Okay, Raw. Nikki Bella now NXT.
With the way that WWE. Sorry, it's like it's starting and stopping with the voices. I don't know what's going on.
Try, do you have echo cancellation on your thing? Checking settings.
I have noticed the audio was weird.
He was coming in like either too fast or too
Nobody's
slow,
talking.
and it happens. I hear you perfectly. So like it's coming a little fast sometimes, but that's it. Okay. Let's just move on from this. I will say I'm pissed off at Kaylani going back to the thing again. I'm kind of pissed off that Lash Legends is turning into a heel. We don't need another fucking heel. But that kind of tells me that Blake Monroe is going to be a babyface. So you need a heel.
I guess.
You can't do babyface or babyface. It wouldn't work out for her. It didn't work for, it doesn't work for her. It has to be someone like
I mean, she's coming in to fight a heel. To take the belt off a heel.
So she'll be a babyface. She'll be a straight babyface for like, I don't know how long, but she'll be. All right, after that. Nicole got a video package elaborating on Izzy Dame's decision to personally kick Brooke Jensen out of the group, and Sean Spears commends her for seeing a trend he didn't and acting on it. Now, here's the point I want to say. These motherfuckers are listening to us. Because we talked about how Brooke Jensen, weirdly enough, is not dressing like them. Brooke Jensen's like a fucking frat boy in a weird cult and doesn't really understand what he's doing there. And sure enough, they never talked about it until Izzy Dame had to fucking say it. Oh, he doesn't dress like us. He always, when he talks about family, he looks away. I'm like, yeah, because he doesn't give a shit about you guys. But it's always Izzy Dame talking about family. Brooke Jensen always looked away when Izzy Dame talked about stuff like that. I just realized.
Well, to be fair, Jensen came in like as Sean Spears' mentor.
Yes.
And maybe at some point like realized he's in a cult.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. Once Nico Vance, like it was those three, and it was awesome.
And mind you, Nico Vance was doing side eyes the whole time Izzy was talking too. Like he doesn't like what she's saying.
Yeah. I think this is NQCC all over again, except Izzy Dame is Ren Sinclair thinking that she's the boss of NQCC. Because when I started watching NXT Time with D-Walk in the beginning, Ren was the one making the orders. And Charlie's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? That's when fucking Kendall Gray and Carly Bright was just throwing Miles Bourne over and over with suplexes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I will just say this match this segment made me realize like Sean Spears doesn't know what he did because he made an evil mastermind out of Izzy Dame, and this is gonna be.
He's gonna bite him right in the fucking ass. But after that, so wait, but Joe, what are your thoughts on the culling and this Brooke Jensen copy of what we talked about because they had no direction of what they were doing this. Maybe because I don't think they told Brooke Jensen, "Hey, wear a polo shirt during a match."
I pointed that out last week.
Say that again, Joe.
Sorry,
your mic is low too.
I pointed that out last week.
I can barely hear you, Joe. It's like you're all the way at the end of the room.
Hang on.
Nope. He's gone again. Damn. D-Walk.
He doing some B-Mac shit right now.
I know, that's kind of fucking crazy. Shout out to B-Mac. What are your thoughts on the culling and everything else and Izzy Dame acting all crazy?
Hey, they turning her to a monster, like y'all said. They turning her to a fucking monster. Once she get that leash off her neck, she's gonna be something serious. Cause she got the potential to start her own shit. And they gonna be dangerous.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. She can start her own like women's group or something.
Women's or men. Because
yeah.
to the point she can manipulate men.
Yeah.
True.
It's true.
And that's the point that's scary. Because I think it's going to be a point where they are going to bring someone else, like a Tatum. But then Tatum's going to replace Izzy. Because once they realize, like, okay, you're too fucking crazy for us. We need this type of crazy. Not like you think you're Napoleon. Because she thinks she's fucking Napoleon. And she needs to calm the fuck down.
I'm crazy. I like the crazy ones, though.
I know. But then imagine, like, she's telling, like, Sean, we need to take out Nico Vance. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I recruited him. And then she's telling Nico Vance, we should take out Sean Spears because he doesn't really believe in the direction anymore. I'm like, all right. Okay, the number 2 thinks she's the number 1. She needs to go. She needs to go. I'll say that like that.
You crazy with the type of the window block. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be some shit that happens too. Octagon Jr. and Psycho Clown appear in the front row. Next up, Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura versus the Culling, Nico Vance and Sean Spears. This is a good back and forth. I did like how Sean Spears tried to chop Inamura, and he kept looking at him like, motherfucker, what are you doing? And then he just kept chopping him, and then he kept giving the faces. After a lot of chicanery, I got it right here. This is a very short match. Big boot and rock bottom on Vance. Josh goes on top. Inamura takes Sean out on the floor with a spear, but the delay is enough for Nico to crotch Briggs and to roll him up and do this little weird thing on Briggs. He did this weird like power slam thing on Briggs for the 1, 2, 3. I give this match a C- because you bring back Inamura just to lose again.
Yeah.
To lose again. You know, there's a woman rating.
My rating, I was saying, I don't know if it was after the match they had a segment where Josh Briggs was like apologizing for losing. It's like he really takes that shit to heart.
Of course.
But no, this match it was okay. I wasn't that invested in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering like how they're gonna switch up the dynamic of Inamura and Josh Briggs if they keep losing. So we'll see. For my thoughts, I give it like a B. Overall, I give it a B. It's fine.
Okay. D-Walk, thoughts and rating.
I get this shit a D. I'm tired of seeing the same people lose over and over and over.
Welcome back, Joe.
I mean, he haven't won a match since he came back and helped him fight him off.
Yeah. But it happens. You gave it a D. All right, Joe, let's see. Tell us your thoughts and rating of the Inamura and Briggs versus the Culling match. 5 minutes it lasted.
All right, I can't do this.
I still can't hear him.
I'm gonna try to go.
Still can't hear you. And he's gone again. Damn. He'll come back. We'll have to get like a special edition of just him talking on Kick.
Yeah.
That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm
Joe
not.
will share his thoughts. We promise.
I'm not pretty enough to show me on camera, so let's just keep going.
You'll break the camera, man.
Yeah, I'm right. Back from commercial, Ava Rain berates Ricky Saints for jumping Ethan Page earlier while he's still got bruising on his throat and he can't even talk. She tells him to go home and rest, and she doesn't want to see him again until he's cleared. He doesn't say one word, and he just leaves. Obafemi is being examined in the trainer's room while an interview tells us the match is still on for now. Pan over to Chase U. Andre Chase tells his new charges that if they're going to do this, they got to be his way, the right way. show up on time, follow the rules, and follow the direction. When they're about to say something like, how about, like, no, we're not doing your ideas anymore. We're going to do it our way. Okay? Chase tells them it's time to go back to class. So I do love that. So now they're going to be direction. Like, they're going to have direction and actually do something. So I do like that. We tossed a video package for Mariah May that refers to her exclusively as the Glamour as she gets ready under vintage film strip filter, under voiceover, finally telling us that her new name is actually Blake Monroe. Now we're going to take a pause right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I feel about Blake Monroe, and hopefully we don't get in trouble by showing this, which I hope we don't. Here we go.
Blake Monroe.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Blake. What?
Hey, she give me peace vibes.
But here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. We just found out hours before we went online is that I'm gonna take off the banner for NXT Time with D-Walk. Just gonna get real right now. We just found out hours before the live that this name, Blake Monroe, is actually been used, and I say that loosely, been used by two particular people. This is the first person. Second person is from the 90s. She's from the 80s. Read along with us. As you can see right there, there's an actress named Blake Monroe who made her name in an adult film industry in the 80s for real. TKO So Cheap only saw her on Scramble Vision. Let's just say it like that. Oh, I can't see anything in the dark. All right, here we go. Come on. So, D-Walk. Joe, give me a second. I'll get you in a second. What are your thoughts on Blake Monroe and the dumbass version of not vetting that name and the dumbass version of having two corn stars being connected to this?
You can say P stars.
No, well, P stars, I'd rather say corn. Just say corn. Works for me.
Well, first of all, like I said, like they should have did their research first.
Yeah.
That name, they should have been did their research about the name. Second of all, they gotta have her stripping now.
Huh. Yeah. But go on, Joe.
Are we gonna see live corn on stage?
There we go. Joe's back, and then here we go, automatically with a button.
Oh, that is gonna be rough and raw. We're gonna be raw.
Yes. Now. Oh, by the way. Oh, this is another button. This is how I feel about this new name.
Is this what the wrestling business has devolved into over the past 22 years?
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Booker T and Shawn Michaels that gave her the name.
Yeah.
I don't know. They are old enough to know. Like, well, I knew this girl named Blake Monroe. Like,
they're old perverts. I mean, they probably did it.
Yeah. But
look, there's a white one and a black one.
Yeah, we talked about that before you got here. Here's the point of this. What are your thoughts on? Hold up, D-Wall. What are your thoughts on this name, Joe? Like, why? Like, honestly, she could have been Mariah March.
I was trying to figure out why they were giving her the Bewitched Tabitha Stevens entrance.
Yeah.
They gave her the Bewitched treatment. It looked like I was watching Bewitched back in the day.
Yep.
I feel like they're copying, to a degree, what AEW did with Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Yeah.
And using its success.
Here's a question from Invisible Woman. You talked about that. Is copying okay? You talked about that when we were over there.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, like,
here you go.
Obviously, I don't know. We talk about it with movies, too. Like, everything gets imitated in some way or another. So, when is, like, inspiration okay versus, like, oh, just straight up copying somebody's gimmick in wrestling?
Pretty much plagiarism?
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. When is it okay to use a new gimmick? Like, shouldn't it be a timeline? Like, it should be like at least like fucking 50 years before you're able to use somebody else's shit. Like,
at least 20. At least 20. Like 20 or 25. Like, at least give it time to fucking go away.
Yeah.
Like, she just did this gimmick in AEW.
True.
They just did this shit. They just got done finishing it and had a fantastic 3 matches, and they expanded it out, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Please go back to Mariah May. Please.
WWE should do their homework. If y'all watching us, WWE, make sure you check the name before you give people names. You gave her the name of 2 porn stars, and one of them is a stripper / porn star.
I said that, bro.
Cardi M, go.
No, maybe they just figured that nobody would bother to look up the name. But yeah.
Let's go back to Cardi M. Cardi M, you're not sure about, you probably don't know about this, but Gunther used to be called Walter. Okay? Yeah. They changed his name to Gunther, and it was some other thing. It was Gunther something, but they changed his name and didn't do no research on it, and they named him after a murdering Nazi.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
gave him the full name of a murdering Nazi.
His original name was so badass. They're like, no, we can't give you that. We have to give you a name that we thought of. And then they did it for a week. And it was like, put it out there online, and it blew up. Like, how? By the way, this is a name of a Nazi, a submarine boat Nazi at worst. Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, we'll change you to Gunther. And it took people a year to finally get that shit off him. A year.
They named him. It was Gunther something that his name was.
Yeah, something.
I forgot the last name, but it was Gunther something. And then when you researched it and looked it up, the first thing that came up on Google was a Nazi, a murdering Nazi that was responsible for over 50 deaths or 100 deaths or something like that. So the first thing that popped up on Google.
Maybe they don't check their shit.
They don't check their shit.
Nope.
NXT at least, but let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Next up, we have Last Legend versus Red Sinclair.
Oh God!
Hold on.
No,
go on.
To the point though, to the imitation and gimmicks thing. Like that was my question for you guys as OG wrestling fans. Like, genuinely, like, because people talk about it as like, hey, don't steal people's gimmicks, and that's valid. And when does it become okay to like take inspiration from another wrestler? Whether it's moves or gimmicks. So,
like, you remember when we used to go see Brandon? We used to go and watch Brandon wrestle, and I was about to do that Randy Orton in front of Stephen Ritchie. You said, "Don't do that. They don't like that."
No, they don't.
Yes, that's what happened.
Indies is very different than regular wrestling.
Yeah,
it's another entity, man. You just gotta. If you're there for the show, you clap, you enjoy yourself, but you don't sit there and do other people's poses and shit. Like that's just no.
Yeah. And that's something I want to say right now.
Bother the wrestlers. Do not bother the wrestlers. If they're working out or something, leave them the fuck alone.
Now here's the thing, though. Go on.
You remember my man calling Stephen Richard name, and he was like, "Not right now. It's a good time, my friend."
Yep, he said not. Stephen Richards was doing P90X.
Yes,
right. At the beginning of the show, before the crowd got there, and everybody's like, "Look, it's Stephen Richards," and he's like, "Now's not a good time, my friend."
Yep. Now, but here's what I want to say about this: the difference between this and, like you said, like TV show wrestlers is that if a wrestler who left one company goes to another company and doesn't really change their style, which is okay. A person doesn't have to change their style when they go to another company. You don't have to. Like if Tony Storm Timeless came to the WWE as Tony Storm Timeless, which is fine. That's what I would expect. But if she comes in like Nathania Lightning and does a fucking weird ass fucking gimmick, but does the same gimmick that she does, but you just can't. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Why? The thing that's so stupid is Mariah May owns her name. The only problem is that TKO and WWE doesn't want her to let these wrestlers use their real names.
No, because they have
just like Ricky Saints.
Nope.
Ricky Starks is his real name. They don't want him to use Ricky Starks. They want him to use Ricky Saints because they own that property now.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's
really
deep.
Roman Reigns, if he ever leaves, which we'll have to not call himself Roman Reigns in the Indies. And
No, we'll have to go by Joe Anoy.
Yeah, that's a dumb name. Because there's so many Anoys in indie wrestling right now. There's just so many.
Or they'll just have to call him Reigns or Roman.
Yeah, or the Roman. Yeah, you can call yourself the Roman. That works for you. But Cardi M, go.
No, that was it. I mean, I lost my train of thought.
To answer your question, Cardi, I would say 15 to 20 years would be a good amount of time, especially if you're jumping from one company that's the competition to the other company. Have some fucking respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I was wondering with the Mariah May name thing. Is like, was it some petty contract shit? Thinking maybe AEW wanted to keep the name, but no, apparently she owns the name. So
No, AEW is like you walk in, you make yourself known, you walk out with the stuff that you make. We don't give a shit.
She used her name Mariah May on the indie circuit in Portland, in New Japan, in Mexico, NWA, like all over the place.
Yeah.
And then she went to AEW. Problem is that WWE is petty as fuck and wants to own and control everybody's name in their company.
Yeah. All the other companies are based on like you make the name, you make us famous, we keep the tapes, you can get the fuck out.
Whoever her agent is,
really
whoever agreed to her deal is a moron.
No, of course it's fucking idiot. But let's
Tony Storm. I mean, she got offered. Tony Khan offered her $1 million something in a contract.
Yeah,
per year, and then she agreed to $250 over on NXT.
Yeah, because she wants to, because she called it in like 2018 off a tweet. But let's talk about something else.
That's a crackhead deal right there.
No, but again, she knows that in the long run you can get yourself known in the next 4 years. You can get yourself known real good. You do 1 year in NXT, less than that. Now it's kind of like she'll be there by the like she'll be there until the Rumble, and then
they gave her a stripper corn hub name that's gonna get her that's gonna make her famous in ways that she don't want to be famous.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of things that being famous, Last Legend versus Red Sinclair segue.
Why are you about this match? Can we skip this match?
No, because this match was not necessary. I love Red Sinclair being there. Shout out to Real Black Couch Booking. He did a review on this.
That's terrible.
The ending, the finisher that she did was botchy as fuck. And I said this to Cardi M. The fall. But look, check this out though. I told Cardi M this. If it's so bad, they will not show the replay and they will move on. And sure enough, they didn't show the replay and they moved on. That's how bad it was. And I have to give it to Red Sinclair. Red Sinclair did her fucking hits, did the top rope, did the jumping thing, all that stuff. Lash did the big boots. This was a match that was not needed at all.
As a professional, Alex, you should have gotten up. If I was Ren, I would have gotten up after that fucking botch. I would have clapped fucking Lash and said, "Do it again, and do it right. Do it again and do it again. Let's do it fucking right. Let's make these people believe in it."
Yeah.
So that tell you she not the worst. Like that tell you Jade Cargill is not the worst one because fucking Last Legend. I don't know what the fuck going on with her now.
She is no. But I believe Jay versus Lash would be a good match. But I believe that Lash is getting too big for her britches in the sense of like you're alone now. You were always a support to Jakarta, and Jakarta was a support to you, whether you liked it or not. Now you're by yourself, and you're fighting Ren Sinclair. Ren Sinclair is the most safest worker you can ever work with because she's done this, and she's only like 23, and she's been fighting since she was like 16, and she's been a champion. She was a champion at 19 because I have to apparently I have to add that to fucking Reality of Wrestling Booker T because he's fucking overlord over there. But the fact is, like, I'm getting tired of Last Legend getting pushed to the moon, but her wrestling skills are either getting up, and then we go down one. So I give this match a rating of a D. because the botch was shitty. The ending botch was shitty. Ren Sinclair didn't have to be there. Last Legend didn't have to be there. This was a shitty fucking match. And Kaylani on commentary, just being there was a boredom. Honestly. Hold up. Cardi M, thoughts and rating of the match. I love both those girls. You know that, baby. I love both.
I will give this match a. I'm in between a B and a C because I don't want to be too harsh, but I guess they did botch at the end, and the match overall was fine. I guess so yeah, I'll give it a B minus.
All right, Joe, go.
F. Failure.
Oh.
Failure.
Okay.
Y'all been wrestling long enough. Y'all shouldn't be botching like that, especially the end. Your ending should be crisp as fuck. If you botch a little bit in the middle, that's fine. But when you botch an ending like that, and then you end it like that on a botch, y'all girls need some work. Both of y'all.
To answer EOD, no, she's back to a whiny baby face because she had to get Ren Sinclair to stand up for her.
Who's the baby
if you're
face?
a tweener, you stand up for yourself.
Who's the baby face?
That's just sad.
Who's the baby face?
Huh?
Who's the baby face?
Kaylani.
Oh, yeah. That girl. Remember all the times I said she don't know how to control her smiles and cries?
Yeah.
This goes back to that. She don't know what the fuck, which ends up, which ends down.
Yeah.
This goes back to everything I've said about Kalani Jordan.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
And everybody's saying, push her. No. She's confused and doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Don't push her.
She lost the braids and all of a sudden she's back. Either way, Cardi M is Kaylani Jordan, before we move on, is Kaylani Jordan a baby face, in between, or a villain right now? Because honestly, I don't even know.
She's kind of in her tween era, in the sense of like, all right, she said something about not being the little sister of the backstage anymore, and she's just angry and like figuring shit out. She's kind of being a bitch to everybody. She's sticking up for herself. She's she's always been very adaptable in the ring, so she's still doing that. So yeah, I don't mind the character change, but it's just.
But where do you want her to be? Do you want her to be back to a baby face again, kind of like doing your thing, or do you want her to be like a in between badass? Because in between you can be a badass.
Yeah, like in between.
Okay, that's fine. Good to know. All right, D-Walk, rating of the match.
Oh man, I'm gonna say this. Woo! I've been waiting on this. I get it.
Right.
Pillows in a blanket. You thought I was about to say something else. I tricked you.
No, I couldn't get to the button fast enough. So it's okay.
It was a blanket and a sleep aid.
Yeah.
Pillows in a blanket.
No, because honestly, like I just couldn't get to the button fast enough, D-Walk. I just couldn't get to the button fast enough. But rating of the match, sir.
The NBA now?
Hey, man, it happens.
I get this shit an F.
Damn, 2 Fs, a fucking a D and a C. B, you said B. No, you said C. B minus. B minus from Cardi M. That's just damn. All right. Okay. We get a Laney Reed. Oh yeah, Laney Reed hype video. She's actually a cowgirl. She is she's gonna shock the world. She was a cowgirl and she was a runner. And a track runner, which means we have another track runner. And so I can tell you which one's which. We have Jada Parker, we have Callie Armstrong, we have Brinley Reese, we have so Ruka's a track runner too. Kaylani Jordan's a track runner too. Last Legend was a track runner too. At a certain point of her life, she was volleyball as well. They really love them track runners.
They should have been strippers.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Now, back from commercial, Jasper Troy is interviewed backstage. He says he knows exactly what he's doing, hurting Obafemi, because he knows that as long as he's still breathing, he'll go out there and defend his title no matter how banged up he is. Then we get the match of JC Jane versus Lainey Reed for the NXT Championship. Lainey Reed is a Alba Fire knockoff from Alabama. She's from Alabama, right? Yeah, she's from Alabama. And JC Jane, huh? Something like that. Right off the bat, they're doing a nice little front. Like she does like a pin that almost got her tapped, like almost got her won right from the beginning. So I did like that. After a couple back and forth, Jason Jane doing a couple swan, like a little sentons on her stomach. Lainey Reed did a beautiful spinning suplex, like just spun her in midair and slammed her. So I did like that. Drop kick standard. Let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Lainey Reed out of nowhere. JC Jane tries to hit her with the knee. Lady counters and does a beautiful high knee to JC Jane that shocked the crowd and got a 2.5. Even I woke up I'm like, oh wait, who? Hello, how are you? And who are you, Lainey? After that, a little back and forth, but when she was gonna do like the jumping Roxanne Perez move, which then reminded me of like, what if Lainey Reed is that character on Tekken, that wooden character that just copies other people's like moves? So that was like kind of cool.
Woodrow guy, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Like she's Eugene, but without the the insult.
The retardation.
I'm not gonna say that word, but that word, yes. But again, I would love that. I would love that someone's like, I've studied all the greats and I know how to do all the specials. So her repertoire is just that I have all the specials. I can do Roxanne's, I can do Soruka's, I can do Zarya's, I can do everybody's. And she's, if she was strong enough to do like a spinning suplex on JC Jane, that kind of tells you there. So I'm gonna give a Joyce on that. But either way, she was gonna do the jumping Roxanne like moonsault, but Fallon Henley distracted. Then JC Jane came in, did the rolling elbow for the 1, 2, 3, like a thief in the night. # not by champion, won the battle. Only because people cheated, not because it was fair. There we go. Ava Rain appears in the balcony to tell JC Jane that she's going to decide her next opponent with a 2-round, 8-woman tournament to crown a new #1 contender to challenge her at Evolution. And all the girls were outside. Everybody was outside. Fucking Thea, Jada. I think they showed the picture. I don't know if anyone can find the picture, but that's they showed the tournament bracket, which is going to be, everyone's going to have a 1-on-1 match. Whoever wins those 1-on-1 matches will be in a fatal 4-way. After that fatal 4-way, they will decide who you fight on Evolution. Not at Bash at the Beach. I want to be very specific. Evolution, not Bash at the Beach.
Yeah,
they're
trying to push Evolution because Evolution's on the same night as AEW's All In Texas.
Yeah, and they think they think
All In.
Insert. Oh, D-Walk laughed. Damn, D-Walk laughed so much he got himself lost. Damn.
They thought that All In. They think that Evolution's going to compete with All In.
Yeah, and JC Jane versus Insert. No, come on, guys. Come on, let's be real.
It's not even just that, bro. It's not even just that. It's just the fact that it's an all women's pay-per-view. Competing against an AEW's WrestleMania.
Now, first off, I'm not gonna crap on the women's pay-per-view because I know that if you book it
right, I would shit on the women's pay-per-view because I feel like WWE is doing it on purpose to sabotage it.
I don't know.
What?
I know for a fact you put Stephanie versus Julia Part 3, that would be a good match. You put Thea, Jada, and then 2 other girls in a fatal 4-way match. That would be a good match.
But they're not Kenny Omega versus Okada.
I know that.
They're
I
not
know
Will
that. I'm
Ospreay
just
versus.
saying.
They're not Will Ospreay versus Swerve.
I
They are
know that,
not-
but I'm saying in the sense only because that if they can make a match that's worthy of just saying, "Hey, All In was awesome and Evolution was okay." I just want Evolution to be okay.
It's not going to be okay. They're
No.
Can I have
sandbagging.
that,
WWE is sandbagging their own women's pay-per-view on purpose because they want to see it. They want to see it go down, so they don't have to do it again.
I know, and this is the button I have to press from this point. Give me a second.
Is this what the wrestling business has devolved into over the past 22 years?
Yes.
I'm just saying that they're purposely sabotaging their own women's pay-per-view.
And it sucks because again, I don't want to see JC Jane versus the four women, like whoever the woman is. Again,
I just want Jasmine Nix to lose the fucking title she should have never deserved to get.
Jasmine Nix don't have the title.
She ain't
Jasmine-
Well,
Jasmine Nix don't have no title.
Jesse Jane, my fault. I'm sorry. My bad. That's how pissed off I am.
No,
She don't
she's
deserve
not.
that fucking title.
She's gonna lose it at Great American Bash.
She could have never got it.
I know, but she's gonna lose it at Great American Bash. That's why I was like, why aren't they doing this like in Great American Bash? Like then you could like really show people like, hey, we're doing this homegrown shit.
How the fuck you supposed to be? How the fuck you supposed to be a leader, and you fucking have your friends help you in every match? You supposed to be showing an example.
That's what faction leaders do, D-Walk.
Oh,
bro.
Joe.
No. Okay, so Roman Reigns didn't have Solo, Jay, and Jimmy always helping him out.
Against rookies?
Against
rookies, bro.
Against anybody, bro. Against
When he wrestled
anybody.
Brock Lesnar, he did it by himself.
No, he didn't.
It was some of the matches he did
No,
by himself.
they all got involved. Every fucking one of them got involved.
That's what we could go back and watch it after this. It wasn't a lot of matches where they
Roman's
interfered.
title run was all because he was a fucking bitch. He had every fucking person fucking interfere in matches for him all the fucking time.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Jesse Jane had fucking help when she was fighting nobody's peon.
5 years of that shit we almost had. We had over 3 years of that shit.
Here's the point though. Go on, D-Walk. Go.
But she having a hard time finding peons and peons interfering in the match.
Okay. But when you're a heel, you're supposed to have your faction help you. That's part of being a heel.
Not if you're a leader.
Second point. Second point. You need to make the talent look good. You're not supposed to make talent look bad.
No, I agree with you on that part. You're supposed to be a leader. If you're a leader to the group, you're supposed to show why I'm a leader to this group. There's no such thing as always having help, bro.
She's the world champ.
There's no such thing. So now your crew looking at you like you weak, like we always got to help you. Come on, bro.
That's fine. They did the same thing to Roman too.
No, bro. Some of the matches, no, bro. I don't agree with that one. I don't.
Can I say? Can I be devil's advocate here? Okay, first off, rules don't. This is the point of I listen to certain shows. Rules don't apply. Excuse me. Rules don't apply to JCJ because before the match, she shat on Fallon Henley and JC Jane. No, sorry, she crapped on Fallon Henley and Jasmine before the match even started. So you can have an argument saying that they didn't have to help her. Like, oh, you want to do this? Then do it. Do this by yourself. Beat this by yourself. 1, 2. In the first defense of Roman Reigns, there was no jobber that people had to help him. There was none. So we cannot compare Roman Reigns' first defense of his belt against JC Jane's. 3, JC Jane was called the most beatable champion by the rookie. You needed help to then prove to Laney Reed that you are the most beatable champion because you need help to defend your belt. That's the point I'm saying. If someone's calling you the most easiest champion to beat and then you get help afterwards, it proves their point. So that's the point.
Not necessarily.
On both
not necessarily. That does not prove a point.
Okay, then please tell. My apologies. That proves a point that I want to say about JC Jane and Laney Reed.
Thank you, EOD. The bloodline did interfere a lot.
Yes.
Even on matches they didn't need to.
Thank you. See right here. JC should have squashed her though, because JC's a rookie.
Yes, but they don't want to do that. That's not how NXT does things, and we know this. Yeah. Because if they would have done that, then you would have had fucking Obi Fleming squash Riley Osborne. Squashed him.
But now it looks like
Brody Osborne's a fucking bomb.
The chick Jessie Jane wrestled, now she looked like a strong contender because she gave her a good fight. To me, Jessie Jane should have never fucking had the belt, bro.
The point of the matter is that when you are a champion, you're supposed to elevate your opponent and make them look good.
Didn't.
She did. She made her opponent look good because we're talking about how good she looked.
It should have been a squash, though, bro.
Jessie Jane did her job. She elevated the competition to make them look stronger.
Joe is right though. Up until the interference from the outside,
the interference part, the way she do it and how she do it is fucking boring.
You get mad whenever anybody. You get mad whenever anybody interferes in the match. You're pissed off. Anytime anybody interferes, you get pissed off.
No, I don't. But make it sense. Make it make sense.
Liv Morgan and Dominic.
Whenever she do it,
complaining about that.
You said what?
Liv Morgan and Dominic. You were complaining about that the other day.
Bro, it's every match.
Complaining about the referees not throwing people out.
What's wrong with it? Why cannot? And what's the reason of that? It shouldn't be.
It wasn't complaining about people interfering, but that's part of being a fucking heel. Part of being a good heel is being able to cheat.
That heel bullshit is bullshit, bro. You can't be a fucking leader. You can't be a leader and somebody always interfering to help you. That makes you look weak. In that case, they should turn on them. In that case, the crew members should turn on her like we don't even need you.
They will eventually. That's how it works usually with faction.
Is this Saturday or Wednesday?
Eventually?
I know. Is this Saturday or Wednesday? Because on Saturdays we do this shit for hours. For Wednesday, and we both have good, strong points. I personally don't like this direction Jessie Jane is going. Now we know that since she's going to fight somebody in Evolution, and again, Joe, if it's a crappy pay-per-view, you have a 5-minute rant to have fun.
It's going to be shitty. Believe it.
I'm not going to say that. I look, right now, ladies and gentlemen, you might call me like, ooh, whatever. There's a strawberry moon right now in the world, and I enjoy it because it's the world. I'm not going to believe that Jessie Jane is going to have a long run. I believe that Jessie Jane is going to fight somebody, and I hope and I pray it's fucking Thea Hale. I hope so. Let's do predictions. Who is Jessie Jane going to fight in Evolution? It is a homegrown talent. Technically, Zaria's been there long enough. So
it's either going to be Zaria or Jordan Grace. Those are the only two I could see doing it.
Mm-hmm.
D-Walk?
I agree with y'all.
See? That's love right there.
Rest of them. I don't think they're ready for the world title.
No, yeah, they bums.
There you go.
Who else they got?
No,
besides Lash Legend, Thea Hale,
Ren Sinclair.
They're not ready. They not ready.
Izzy Dane, I think, is in it.
Yeah, she is in that too. And Izzy Dave takes the belt from. I mean, come on. Or has a match like if Izzy Dame had a match with Jessie Jane on Evolution, they're like, first of all, Izzy Dame's a tall girl. That's fine, but still, that's
he give me
smart play.
He give me Tori Wilson vibes.
So you need like an overpowering barrier face. So it has to be either Tatum, Thea, and if you do this shit again, WWE, fuck you guys. Fucking Jada Parker again.
Jordan Grace or Zaria. It needs to be a strong person.
Yeah. It better not be Jada Parker.
And it shouldn't be Jordan Grace again either.
It's gonna be Jordan. No. I think maybe Jordan Grace gets to a point. But then, okay. I
just want her gone. I just want her out.
I wish they had the picture for all that. I don't know where it is, but let's move on to something else because this thing happened backstage and it was really sad because I don't know how this direction is going. Like, okay, then you worry about this so much, Mr. Shawn Michaels. Okay, backstage, Josh Briggs is upset about losing that culling when AJ Francis and Casey Navarro roll up to introduce themselves as first class as they can claim for the tag titles. And Amora calls him annoying. AJ Francis acts like he ran the NXT locker room the last time he was here. Elijah appears with a strum and Casey backs AJ off and they leave. Last week I confused Casey Navarro to a woman. So I apologize to everyone that was watching. I did not want to do that on purpose. Casey Navarro yesterday looked like a very beautiful woman.
He looked very, very feminine.
Yeah, he looks like a femboy. I can say that because I live in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of femboys here in Puerto Rico. Shout out to femboys. We all love you in life.
Whoa.
Respectfully.
You give me Diddy vibes when you said that.
Breaks, man.
We all love all people.
No,
we all
didn't.
love. Okay, I have to paraphrase this. My apologies. We love all people of all ages, sex orientations, and cultures. Okay, whoever you are. Thank you. Don't give me that crap. Okay. Anyway,
I'm over again. I think I'm watching a P Diddy video or something
no,
like
we're
this.
not.
Like,
We're not. Luca Crucifino is telling somebody he's going to take care of something on the phone when Tony D'Angelo rolls up. There's some pictures of him, and they walk off together to set us the break. And I did like that. Luca's like, "You go first." Like, no, you go first. You go first. Okay, it's back from commercial. No Dakota Cratch crew are together, and Charlie Dempsey shakes Miles Bourne's hands and says the man has his word. He's free. Javon Evan rolls up and shakes Miles Bourne's hand too. Tavion says he wants to go too. Charlie says, "Fuck that shit. You're not leaving. You're not ready yet." And then he leaves, and then Ren and tells Tavion, "I'll be back. I'll talk to him." Joe, is this the slow separation of a new quarter catch crew?
Yep.
Damn.
About time.
Why?
About time.
Why?
To overplay its welcome. They've never really done anything, and it's about time they split up. I'm tired of them being. They get buried when they're together. Separate. You'll do better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But oh boy, EOD. Yeah, he kept calling him like when in the backstage. I don't like the way he talked about Charles. I'm like, why do you keep calling him Charles? Like that's your dad. Jesus
Who
Christ.
said that?
Ren Sinclair in the backstage segment when like Zarya and Soruga was recording it. Lash Legend was crapping on Charlie and the new quarter catch crew. She's like, you know what? First off, I don't like you talking anything bad about Charles and the new quarter catch crew because they were talking about shoes. They were literally talking about shoes. I grew up around women so much. That's the first thing I heard. Either way, keep going.
Yeah, I just split them up. They need to go their separate ways. They're stronger individually anyway.
mm-hmm.
All right.
And that way you could either fucking sink or swim.
All right, that's fine.
And if you get dropped with a rock, then you get sunk and you get fired. Think flip it out.
All right, Mr. D-Walk, what's up? Your thoughts on the NQCC breaking up?
Man, they need to break their ass up. They should have been breaking their ass up. They should have broke their ass up 3 weeks ago, or had everybody turn on Dempsey. I mean, like he started. But look, listen to this. I'm gonna say it like this: when somebody come manipulative and everything, try to tell you what to do, you go against that shit.
Yeah, but Charlie Dempsey is one of those. He's British. It's kind of how British guys are.
Yeah, but he talking to Americans, man. Come on.
Yeah, but William Regal did the same shit.
Yeah, but us Americans and everything, we would beat his ass or walked off.
Ain't no American thing. It's the same thing anywhere. I'm talking about.
Depends on what kind of American you are.
What you mean? What the fuck you mean by that?
Huh?
What you mean by that?
Depends on what kind of an American you are. If you got balls or not.
Huh?
If you got a pair of balls or not.
Yeah. And that little Tavion Heights looked like he did.
Because there's women that got bigger balls than men.
This is gonna be very
Stephanie
funny.
Man.
Okay.
Stephanie Man.
That's bigger balls than you, D-Walk? That's what you
No,
saying?
no. Bigger than Triple H.
Triple H.
Okay.
No, bigger than Triple H.
I think this is bigger than everyone in the world. But let's talk about something else other than balls. We got a media hype for WWE A Triple A Worlds Collide. Mr. Iguana, Ilayeska are shown in the crowd, and Hijo Wagner Jr. is also there. By the way, there's been reports that
it was Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr. that they showed in the crowd.
Yeah, and they showed Mr. Iguana too. He was there.
Yeah.
Showing out with Ilayeska.
But you know what I found fucked up, Alex?
What?
Right after they showed Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr. in the crowd, right? They went to a commercial, right?
Yeah.
And they did an ad, not to a commercial, but they were showing a sponsor that they had, and it was for Tajin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very racist.
Why?
You're going to show the Mexican guys and then show Mexican spices?
I love Tajin.
NXT is brought to you by Tajin right after we show two Mexican guys in the audience.
Okay, I'm going to put an example.
Okay, that part's racist.
I'm going to put an example. When they do that and then had Code 45 They showed Big E commentating, and they had Colt 45.
It's like showing a black dude and then putting out a Colt 45 or an MD 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh,
We're sponsored by MD 2020.
By the way, hold on before we continue. EOD 33. Remember the time of this, and then send it to me because AI clips is crazy. Now let's go a little bit more.
Hey, EOD probably getting his laughing giggles right now.
Well, I was gonna say the reports say that Mr. Iguana is going straight to the top, which then makes me question: is the mystery partner Jey Uso or is the mystery partner Mr. Iguana?
Not a mystery partner. It's a man in the Fatal 4-Way.
My apologies. In the Fatal 4-Way, is it Mr. Iguana or is it Jey Uso?
Or is
Jay said Jey Uso hurt.
I'm hearing it's Ilya Dragunov.
No, why the fuck would you bring him in on?
Because he's coming back, and I also I had my own prediction and think that maybe it might be Omos.
No,
have a big attraction for Saudi Arabia.
I guess, but Mr. Iguana in Saudi Arabia would blow their minds.
No, it wouldn't though. Saudi Arabia is a different type of crowd, though, bro.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm off subject, but the good thing is it might not be no Goldberg and Gunther because Goldberg tore his ACL and quad or some shit like that.
No, they not true. It's fake news. They already said that Goldberg and Gunther is happening.
No.
Yep, they announced it. They already talked about it online.
No,
people already leaked it.
Joe, you fucking ruined it. I'm going. I gotta take a nap, bro. I gotta go to sleep. This is some bullshit. I can't believe you said that.
They even talk about Goldberg beating Gunther.
I know.
For the bill? No.
Yes.
D-Walk. Hey, I crash out. I will crash out.
D-Walk, sir. Let's get back to the meat and potatoes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was just on my soul for the.
No, I know. It pisses everybody off.
Sometimes if you don't get it out and everything, that means like you eventually go to jail or some shit like that.
Bill Goldberg going to be a Ric Flair and pull a 60-year-old world champion.
Joe.
Luca Crucifito and the Dog versus TNT High Rise. I call him TNT because Wesley is outside. If you're a 3-man group, you're called High Rise. I don't like that shit.
Why do they keep planting seeds for this shit? Why don't they just fucking get it over with?
No, they're doing it slow. Probably for the Great American Bash.
This what pissed me off.
Get it over with. The shit's done. Should have been done already.
Hey, what pissed me off? What pissed me off is they call Wesley an advanced teacher. What the fuck have you been advanced teaching of, bro?
In Evolve. That's why.
No, you haven't won a bill. You haven't won a bill. You haven't did shit. You haven't shown no fucking leadership. You haven't did shit. Your hair been cut and everything. You ain't been doing shit. It's bullshit.
Okay,
I'll spaz out.
Okay, I know you guys. Okay, here's the point I was gonna say. In Evolve, he has been popping up and showing leadership to TNT, and they have been winning matches. There is no tag team division in Evolve, but they have tag teams. So let's just say like that. And they have been. And again, next week he's gonna fight Cappuccino Jones, and he's going to win because obviously it's Wesley. But the point I want to say is, like, whether you like it or not, he's having leadership roles in a tag team that is called High Rise because he can't do anything else. And then all these characters going to Evolve for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. But this match, I'm going to give this match. By the way, at the end, Stacks comes in with a crowbar. The crowbar gets transferred to Luca. Luca stares at him like he's fucking just like Jason. And then hey, what's going on? And then the Dawn turns around, and then after a certain point, I think someone gets the heart attack, the heartbreaker, the heart attack.
High Rise comes in, does their finisher, knocks Luca out, and then they do the finisher to the Dawn, and then knock him.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the 1, 2, 3, and Stacks runs away. And what's funny is that in ROW. He's the Dawn of NXT, but in here he just Stacks. So my rating of the match, a C, because again you're stretching this out to I don't know how long, probably to the Great American Bash.
Too long for me.
It has to be, but I don't want to see this right now. Joe, thoughts and rating?
It's too long for me.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger and just get it fucking over with already. They already started. They already got the ball rolling. Just finish this shit. They should have had it done at the last pay-per-view when Stacks won. I'm gonna give it a D.
Okay. All right.
And that other tag team, they don't impress me.
Yeah.
They don't impress me. They seem like another bunch of bums. They're like another OTM, another bunch of bums that are going to be in catering after about a couple months. They're not worth shit.
I like them. They're a good tag team that can grow as something. They're better than OTM.
You like Hank and Skank? What the hell kind of experience do you know? You like Hank and Skank?
No, they're not. They're different. Like I like their style. They look like they're getting their moves together. They're big guys. They're not Hank and Stank. Hank and Stank are just fat guys. That's different.
Yeah, these are two big black fat guys, and those are two big white fat guys. There's a difference.
Right, look right here. Wes Cappuccino Jones was. I don't know. I haven't seen the match yet, Mr. EOD. So I'll see you later. Here we go. I need Omos and 20D's heavy. That's true. That'd be pretty good. But the D-Walk rating on the match.
Man, I'll give this match a trip to the liquor store.
So a D. Okay. All right. That's a D.
That's an F.
Oh, I thought you were getting a D for drugs.
Wow. Come on, man. Hey, actually, alcohol is not a drug, so get it right.
No, I think you needed drugs to get through the match.
Oh, yeah. I got my I got my drugs, yeah.
Ain't nobody can't be high. If you're not high, you gotta be high to get through the match.
Yeah.
After that, Trick Williams is interviewed backstage. He says that he tries to say that he's not great when you know he is. He doesn't care what nobody has to say and mocks Mike Santana for promising victory to his daughter and tells Elijah he needs guitar lessons. And he's got Briggs and Inamura. Well, he's got a 6-man tag lined up teaming with First Class against the three of them. By the way, you can see the pay-per-view on TNA for free on YouTube, Twitch, whatever on TNA. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I like that they did that next week.
Tonight.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll probably see it later tomorrow. Next week, they're going to dog walk Elijah's ass right out of NXT. We see our main event competition walking backstage. And we get the break back from commercial. Commentary hypes up next week's show. And then we get to the main event. Jasper Troy versus
Can I ask something? Can I ask y'all this? Do y'all think they rushing my man?
Jasper?
Yeah.
No, because they know that they're going to have a backup in case Oba leaves. And there really is no one else.
He like Black Kane.
Could be. I mean, I think it was like a black monster.
Oh, he's Black Braun Strowman? Is that what you're saying?
Damn.
More or less, yeah.
To me, he should have won. He should have figured out what they should have figured out a way for him to go for the North American title.
Well, the fact that he put Oba Femi through the fucking car windshield in the beginning of the show, and Oba still wrestled. Come on, man.
Yeah, and won.
Here's the point I want to say: it kind of buries Jasper there. Because like you had to throw him into a car thinking it would work, and it only worked. It only took like 30% of his power.
No,
70%. He still kicked your ass.
Yeah, he threw him to the car. He threw him to the car, booted him, and then picked him up and slammed him on the windshield. And Oba Femi was still able to go out and beat that ass.
Yeah,
come on, man.
He should have done what he did. They should have had him lose the match to Oba, but after Oba beat him, Jasper should have took that fucking chain and beat Oba fucking down like a fucking dog.
Yep.
Like beat him fucking half to death. Like seeing Oba Femi in a pool of blood, like unable to move.
No, this one they should bring back Otis.
To put fear in the locker room and to put fear on Jasper Troy's name.
No. This would have been a perfect time to bring back Omis.
Because who would have left? Who has left Oba laying like that? Who would have ever left Oba laying like that?
Too soon. Unless they gonna call him up to the main roster, it's too soon. That's why I said
you could have done all that though, but you need to make sure that Jasper stays strong too, because you don't want to weaken a fucking strong person like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like whatever happened to the draft normally used to start after WrestleMania. What is they doing?
We're
Now
not
they
getting a
just
draft right now, D-Wall. You gotta let it go, man.
no. This hey Joe, how long they been doing the draft for? Like 20-some years, right?
No, not that
On
long.
and off.
When they started like
On and
03,
off for
04,
like 10 or
05?
15 years.
Huh?
On and off, maybe 10 or 15 years.
No,
Yeah.
still a long time. That's dumb as fuck.
But look, man, D-Walk, this is the last year we'll ever see Fireflies, and this might be the last year we see Obafemi in NXT. And I'm okay with that because after Rumble, they have to send his ass up to somewhere, and then Jasper. Look, just doing this to Jasper Troy, I give this match a D because of this. This happened during the match. And again, it's not no one's fault, but like when you know what the finish is, remember what the finish is, sir, because then you don't get, here we go. I got it right here. That was bad. That was bad. There was a 3 count, and the ref had to put his hand under the guy's shoulder, like, no, this is not the finish. Then they did another power bomb, and that was it. I'm like, he's not ready. He's not ready to be like a monster. I didn't like that. That's just on me, honestly. So I give this a D. Rating and thoughts, Joe.
Again, I'm going to give it a D because I don't feel like they booked it properly. I don't feel like they booked it right, and I don't feel like they did what I don't feel like they did justice by Jasper Troy. If you want to preserve his image and his gimmick, you should have done more to do that.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, and they didn't. Joe, D-Walk?
This is another trip to the liquor store.
An F. Wow. This is Oba. You showed your dominance, but still.
But like we all said though, they made Jasper Troy look weak because he beat the shit out of Obafemi. Obafemi was still able to come back and win and beat ass. Obafemi shouldn't be. To me, honestly, I don't. So Obafemi shouldn't be getting his ass beat just like that. Now, is Obafemi a face now?
Yeah, he should have cheated. Obafemi should have cheated, like got the ropes or like pulled the tights or something. Like, all right, I beat you because I'm so fucked up. I can't beat you with my normal means, so I got to do this. And then you have a match later on down the line. And then just like, and then Ava can say, look, you had a match, but you got to go down the ladder and do you got to have to win matches in order for you to go back up again.
Yeah,
and then you can probably have a match in Great American Bash.
No, I don't get it. Obafemi a face now? He should have stayed a heel.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, let me see if there's anything else because there's always more.
Indy Hartwell.
That's it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the show as a whole. I give this match.
Joe missed Mariah May.
Oh yeah, I am not gonna show that again because then I get in trouble. We showed that in the group. They called it Blake Monroe, and oh yeah, here we go. Got it right here. Here we go. Here you go, Joe. As you can see here, the name. There's an actress named Blake Monroe who has made her name in the adult film industry in the 80s.
Yeah, there's two corn stars named after the name Blake Monroe. One is African American and one is white.
Yeah, that's just, again, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about that on Saturday, like how wrestlers that we know got some bad names and how to deal with that later. But ladies and gentlemen, this is actually time with D-Walk. D-Walk, take us away.
Yo, you jumped on another episode with us. You know how we do it. We controversial. We talk, we agree, we laugh, and we talk shit. But one thing, don't fuck with us. Invisible Man, Joe BNCO. Invisible Woman, Candy Destroyer. Sports Jedi. Who else? Who else did I miss?
In the days. Shout out to In the Days. Who else I'm missing, Joe? Go ahead, give me some names. Come on. Krishan the Dawn, Misfit Nation podcast.
All right. For-Terrell,
CeeJayWolfy.
BX Sports Jedi.
Black Couch Booking.
Black Couch Booking, my guy. Hey, we got to do another collab with Black Couch because that shit was crazy.
By the way, thank you for reminding me. On Saturday, I'm going to be on Influential Sports having a debate about Becky versus Charlotte. And I'm actually team Becky. I told them I was team neither, but I had to pick a team, so I picked Becky. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I picked Becky. So on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, I'll send the link out to everyone that can want to pass by, and we're gonna have a Becky versus on
Is
F1
this
Sports.
all of their career, or is this like the match they had at Evolution 7 years ago?
No. Just like basically just a debate of who's better, Becky or Charlotte.
Man, I'm gonna say Becky because Becky actually earned and made her name. Charlotte her name was given to her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I will put that out there, ladies and gentlemen. So stay healthy, stay happy.
Yeah. Oh,
Focus
and
energy time with
another
your
thing.
wanna. Yeah.
Shout out to my pops tomorrow's birthday.
Aw.
62.
Bueno,
Happy
feliz cumpleaños a él.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Feliz cumpleaños. Be happy, be healthy, have all the food you ever wanted, and have stars on top of you. All right. Let's good night, everybody. EOD Wrestling Hub 33. We'll see you on the other side. Let's go.